All right, welcome back, mates. Crypto Lovers Trading Group. Everyone's doing well this morning, a little bit after 8:30 here in the U.S. We are going to talk a little bit about momentum indicators. I've done two quick little 5-minute tutorial videos for some new beginning traders in the group, and I'll get those out to your emails for those of you who are receiving that information. But I want to do really quickly. Another individual asked me about Bitcoin and what the RSI was telling me this morning, or what MACD, what the momentum indicators are telling me about Bitcoin right now. And obviously, if you've been following this channel, following the videos, you know where we're at in terms of we use Bitcoin rallies and the behavior in Bitcoin to help us determine the momentum. Direction is another word for momentum you will often hear from individuals. What's the momentum? What's the direction of the hard forks, okay, of Bitcoin, or the hard fork of Ethereum Classic, right? Like, because they're so tightly correlated, you can use the behavior of Bitcoin to trade in the hard forks. The hard forks are obviously a lot less expensive. Therefore, the capital that you have tied up and your P&L trajectory and all of that is greater. So a lot of times you can back test that by looking at, a lot of times Bitcoin will be up 3 or 4%, but say Bitcoin Cash will be up 9 or 10. Now the converse works. Okay, the divergence side of that is also very true. Okay, if Bitcoin goes down 2, 3, 4%, your hard forks can go down 8, 9, 10%. Okay, because of their valuation. So you got to be aware of that. Not to have that, freak you out, but you just got to be aware of that. That's how it is, because the underlying asset is $600 or $180 versus $65,000, $66,000, right? I mean, it's just simple math. But when you open up and look at Bitcoin this morning, what really stands out? What stands out is the pattern completed itself. And if you followed along with the video earlier in the week, you know this to be true using the momentum indicator. So let's take a look. Let's open it up. Flat out, first thing I notice is bam, our call at the 85 level RSI for sell downs, stop losses, and execute your trade, your long trade was the proper call to make. Look, boom, it has come all the way back down from a level of RSI of almost 90, okay, 87, back down yesterday to 46 zone. Okay, and we saw this with Ethereum as well. Long wick. Look at that wick. And then what does this tell you here? What's that behavior? What does this behavior tell you right here? Okay, it tells you that there were sellers, but as many buyers. Okay, because look at that size of that wick, that south trajectory wick. Okay, but what that also tells you, this also happened in Ethereum. That also tells you, when you compound that with your metrics and your exchange flows and everything that's happening, you can tell of the large size selling that happened here. Okay, it was probably a triggered institutional sell, okay, which hit that market yesterday in both Bitcoin and Ethereum, because they both mirrored each other. So someone unloaded a lot, but it was bought back up as it was sold. Supply, right? As the supply of Bitcoin was increased on the exchanges, because you have to move Bitcoin to the exchanges, right, with exchange flow in order to sell them. So you saw a rise in the Bitcoin move back to the exchanges yesterday, and then you saw the selling action take place in larger blocks, okay? So this will create, see that how I formed a circle here? This actually will create a bubble on your IO map, because it'll show that basically there was a lot of selling of Bitcoin right here at this particular price level of about 64 to 65,000. And if you look on your IO map, you will see that is one of the bigger bubbles, okay? Because more Bitcoin was traded and sold. It'll be a red dot, okay? When you get down to here, through this accumulation phase, you'll see there'll be greener dots, okay? Smaller, depending on the size, okay? But you got a spike in volume here and then a spike in volume here. So I can guarantee you that on the IO map, this area